Greetings. So today is day 5, and we managed to get through the week quite quickly. Um, we're still halfway in the day. At this moment, I feel exhausted. Um, I managed to get half of my reads done today. All, I think, 11 chapters today. And just do what I usually set out to do on a Friday date. Um, I'm not sure why I feel exhausted, to be honest, because I've managed to rest. Um, the weather's lovely, it's warm, it's really good, and I pray that it continues like this throughout the rest of the year, if I'm honest. I did do some journaling today, and I felt a little teary actually, because this was me reflecting on me. Obviously, journaling always does. But during my prayers, I had a thought, and I wanted to go back and expand on that thought, because this thought I had early in the week, and sometimes, you've got to leave things alone and then come back to it. So I thought, oh, this is something new I can add on to what I was thinking earlier. And whilst I was writing, I realized that who I once was, she's no longer here. And I miss her because she was so innocent. She was so true to herself and anyone else that she came into contact with. And that will still be the case now. However, she's learned to guard her heart in a different way. It's been about 5 years, and when I became sick, and this is physical health, which literally made me bedridden. It's funny because it started with me breaking my ankle back in 2019, and then a few months, about 3 months, it never healed, my ankle. And then from then I started having health issues. My breathing started going funny. Then I had a seizure in the December, which actually put me out of work. And although I was trying to still do something to just keep, me going, I just deteriorated in 3 months after that. And since then, it's been a struggle to get my physical health back to some form of normality. And people take for granted the fact that you can get up, go, do what you need to do, and come back, go to bed, do that again. And I actually missed living life like that. I remember lying down, stuck, and hearing the children play outside. And I felt so jealous because they were running around. They have no care in the world. They can breathe, they can enjoy themselves. And I couldn't do any of that. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was wrong. But all I knew is I was struggling. I couldn't breathe properly. I was in a lot of pain. My body, I was just losing weight rapidly. My eyes was yellow. It was terrible. It was really, really bad. I would go to sleep with hot water bottle here and a hot water bottle on my back. I've suffered with fluid in my lungs, where I spent 15 days in hospital, and still came home with a liter full of fluid in my lungs. So, you know, when you don't know what's actually happening to you, but you just know that you're unwell, and your body's not functioning the way it should function, it does ring alarm bells. But to know that what happened after that is I just started to have a lot of emotions. I was quite a hard nut. I don't let things get to me. And I was just in a very vulnerable space. So with that, it's like it's taught me how to live with feelings, you know. So this is the part I'm speaking on. I've had no choice but to look at my surroundings. I've had no choice but to look at the people I interact with. Um, I've had time to sit down and assess my life, basically, and I'm still doing it now. But this here is my detox. This is me fasting. Um, but I'm doing it where I'm away from everyone. I'm not telling people what I'm doing. Um, I'm not in close proximity with anybody now. And I just want to have this moment to unpack, because in the last 2 videos, I think I speak on the fact that I was just going all out because I didn't know how long I had. And so when you do that still, you're not giving yourself time to unpack, you know. I'm just thinking about the ways in which I can help myself, the things I can do, you know, so your mind is occupied doing other things. But this time around, I've learned that it can't go like that again. Because you are overlooking places that you need to assess in your life. And so that is what I'm doing. And it's literally brought me back. But as I was writing, I just realized that I'm just not the same person. So it made me a little emotional today to know that